This is the brief on the Great Ruler's Divine Thunderbolt Sea trial. Okay, so we're diving into this really perilous trial from the Great Ruler anime. You've got these two super powerful inheritors, Chen and Xia Tiandu, and they're facing the Divine Thunderbolt Sea. It's this major test, to claim the big prize from the Divine Palace. First off, just imagine lightning so intense it's actually lethal. We're talking seasoned cultivators here, folks, who've already passed tough martial power tribulations, getting completely overwhelmed, like bodies blackened, spitting up blood, thrown right out of the trial. And the goal? Just hang on for the time it takes one stick of incense to burn. That's it. Second, what's really cool is how differently Chen and Xia Tiandu handle it. Chen, right? He uses his divine lightning body technique, pushing it hard, gets pretty banged up, burns, bleeding. But then, get this, he actually pulls back his spiritual power to resist with just his physical body. Wild, huh? Xia Tiandu, though, he uses this strong blood-colored spiritual power and bam, reveals a trump card, the Divine Thunderbell, this simple-looking green wooden bell from the palace that makes him totally immune. And finally, here's the twist. Being an inheritor doesn't seem to help them at all. In fact, it makes the trial harder. The Divine Thunderbolt Sea cranks up the powers specifically for them. So it really shows the Divine Palace isn't handing out free passes. It's testing them like crazy, making sure only the absolute strongest are worthy. So yeah, this trial really hammers home that the Divine Palace demands some serious resilience from anyone wanting its legacy.
This is the brief on Chen's divine trials. Okay, so today we're jumping into the Great Ruler. It's all about this intense spiritual cultivation challenge, training your spirit and body for awesome power. And our main guy, Chen, he's right in the thick of it, facing some serious danger to level up. First up, picture this. Chen just takes divine lightning straight on. Yeah, no shield. He's doing it to power up his lightning god physique, even though it could totally wreck him. Talk about hardcore, right? But then you've got his rival, Xia Tiandu. Nah, he plays it safe, hiding behind a super powerful divine bell. Looks totally fine, chilling out. Really shows you how different these two are. So what happens after all that lightning? Well, second point. Chen looks totally done for, covered in dried blood. But then get this, he sheds his skin like a layer of crust, and underneath, he's all glowing, super strong. It's this incredible rebirth, And everyone's like, wow, that's how you do it. Suddenly, Xia Tiandu and his fancy bell don't seem so impressive. Finally, powered up, Chen and his friends, Lo Li and Wenqin Shen, head to the Divine Palace Garden. They're hunting for powerful artifacts. And Chen, he's got this special insight, kind of like ancient knowledge passed down, right? He spots the black tortoise seal. It's a quasi-heavenly artifact, which means it's almost top-of-the-line powerful. Can basically shut down anything. Awesome. But just as he goes for it, bam! Xia Tiandu ambushes him with a spear. Oh, it is on now! So yeah, Chen's wild ride for power and dealing with backstabbers, it's really just getting started.
This is the brief on the latest developments in The Great Ruler. So we're jumping into episode 138, Battle of the Heavenly Emperor. This one's a big deal, It's where Chen, our main guy, hits some serious roadblocks, but also takes a huge step up in his quest for power. Okay, first up, there's this intense showdown over the Black Seal, which is this incredibly potent artifact. Chen pulls off a really clever trick, getting his opponent, Xia Tiandu, to grab the seal directly. Thing is, this artifact is unbelievably heavy, almost takes Xia Tiandu right out, forcing him to pull out some big moves like the Blood God Palm and Blood Dragon. Pretty smart play from Chen, right? Then, right in the heat of battle, Chen manages this amazing breakthrough in his training. He pushes his special technique, the Lightning God Art, up from 5 rotations to 6. That's a major power boost. It means he can suddenly go toe-to-toe with someone at the Spiritual Disaster Stage 1 level that's really powerful right then and there. And finally, because these super important artifacts, the virtual Heavenly Realm ones, are now off the table, things get even messier. Some old enemies, Wang Zong, Mo Yu, and Xia Tiandu, they actually team up. And get this, each one summons a guardian puppet, basically a powerful fighter construct. So now Mu Chen's crew faces 3 opponents, each packing that spiritual disaster stage 1 punch. Big trouble, while some other folks smartly decide to stay out of it. So yeah, Mu Chen's latest fight wasn't just about showing off his strength, it really shook up the power dynamics, setting the stage for even bigger fights down the road. This is the brief on The Great Ruler, episode 139. Okay, get ready because we're diving into a really pivotal moment here. You know, a huge battle kicks off, and we get to see some seriously powerful magic stuff, some unexpected heroes stepping up, and yeah, some brilliant strategy in The Great Ruler. First off, picture this. The opponents, right? Wang Zong, Xia Tiandu, and Mu Yu. They just unleash this massive assault. They bring out 3 huge guardian puppets. Now, each one of these things has power like a spiritual disaster tier 1 cultivator, which is, really high level. And on top of that, 9 shadow puppets with martial disaster tier strength, still pretty darn strong. So yeah, talk about starting off with overwhelming force. Second, Mu Chen's allies, wow, they really step up. It's pretty amazing. You'll see Luli, right? She's elegant but fierce. With her torrential swordplay, think super fast, powerful sword moves, she stops all 3 of those big guardian puppets cold. Just like that. One move. Meanwhile, you've got Wen Qingxian. She's basically a queen of war, taking on all 9 shadow puppets. And she even gets the better of the formidable Xia Tiandu in their first clash. Like, nobody saw that coming. And finally, while all that's happening, Mu Chen is playing the long game. He starts setting up this totally terrifying ultimate magical formation. It's called the Small Myriad Swords Array, like a super complex thing for massive attack and defense. And this move, it totally forces his opponents, who are getting desperate now, to pull out their ultimate techniques, their Shen Chu level stuff. We're talking Xia Tiandu's Dragon Sealing Spike, Wang Zong's Heavenly Mountain Prison, Mu Yu's Binding Vines. It just turns into this insane clash of ultimate powers as they try to bust through Mu Chen's setup.
So yeah, the stage is absolutely set for this epic showdown where it's all about clever strategy versus just raw, devastating power.
This is the brief on a fierce battle of ancient martial arts and strategic arrays from the world of the Great Ruler. Okay, so picture this. A high-stakes ambush where Xia Tiandu's group tries to take down Luli and Wen Qingxian, while their friend Mu Chen is like totally racing against the clock to finish a massive, complex array. First up, Xia Tiandu's side unleashes these really rare and powerful Shensu techniques, kind of like trump cards, only the absolute top masters, the Zhizun level folks usually get to use. We're talking a spirit energy mountain, a roaring dragon pillar, and giant vines all at once. But check this out. Luli, even though she's outnumbered, expertly uses her special Rushan sword and just cleaves right through all 3 attacks. Just like that. Talk about skill, right? Second, things get pretty desperate. Xia Tiandu orders 3 of their divine guardian puppets. These are powerful automatons, each one basically a high-level fighter, to self-destruct. A really costly last-ditch move, you know? But just as they're about to blow, boom, Mu Chen, who, surprise, turns out to be an array master, finishes his Sahasra sword array. And this wasn't just any array. It's a super complex one, showing he's got way more skill than they thought. Finally, Mu Chen activates his array. Suddenly, hundreds of spirit energy swords materialize and just shred those self-destructing puppets before they can fully detonate. It completely turns the tables. Xia Tiandu's group, they get chased down, badly injured. They flee, and they lose their valuable divine tablets. Mu Chen pulls off the win, though. Building that array definitely took a toll on him. So, ultimately, Mu Chen's brilliant strategy and that incredible Sahasra sword array snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, securing those crucial divine tablets.